Hello and welcome to episode 112 of the Parapod. You're here with your hosts, Mark and Owen.
Sing your own type of music. Sing your own special song. I love that meme.
Oh, wow. Is that me?
It is a currently meme, but I just keep Nick Cage and Pedro Pascal in the car.
Ah, very nice.
The music's in the background. It's
Is that on TikTok?
Yeah, TikTok. It's crossing over into Instagram.
It's crossing over.
I've seen a few Instagrams of it.
I'll see you in a few weeks. I'll catch that in a few weeks.
I'll see you on Facebook.
Yeah. I've been creeping back into Facebook a bit, you know. Just spying on the neighborhood watch and stuff like that, you know.
Every so often I remember having Facebook and I click onto them like, what a different time.
I mean,
Where do people use this?
Messenger still is tied to Facebook. I still use Messenger to contact people sometimes.
I mostly use WhatsApp now.
WhatsApp. Oh, okay. Yeah, one of them.
Yeah.
One of them.
You
sold out.
Elitists.
You sold out.
Yep.
That's also Facebook as well.
Yeah, it is also Facebook.
It's also Meta.
It's all the part of the metaverse.
It's all one kind of zeitgeist.
It's a hive mind.
Yeah, man. It's the future.
No, yeah, because I literally don't use Facebook. I will once every 3 years update my profile picture.
I haven't updated my profile picture in 6 years. I think I'm 18 in my profile picture. But yeah, there's no point.
I log on once a year to check who said happy birthday to me on my Facebook.
Do you still get that?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I don't get that.
a few fucking cretins do. Yeah.
Nah, but I'm blessed. It's very cute.
Nah, fuck them.
It's like comments. Fuck off.
Fuck up.
Don't come on my page again.
God, I really hope none of them will listen to this podcast.
No,
I'm so sorry. Thank you for the happy birthday wishes.
Yeah, it's so. I think it's really cute.
So thoughtful.
Yeah, I only go on Facebook to check what the old people are up to. You know, see what the vibes are. And then
Really putting your pulse on the culture right there.
Yeah, really
finger on the pulse.
Yeah, literally, yeah, finger on the pulse, because it's like half the population. You never really have any contact with them, and so it's good to kind of get back in touch with them, see what they're thinking. And then a lot of the memes I shared on Facebook have come around to being funny again because of how bad they are. So it's just kind of it's good. A lot of the meme pages, I'm just like, that's good. It's like
Facebook is
funny.
very local, because the way on Twitter you'll see shit from Kanye West or international figures or random people from America that are just for some reason their tweet has gone viral. You don't really go viral on Facebook, do you?
Yeah, because you have to follow the page.
Yeah,
you have to be following it. You don't really get recommended things.
Yeah,
from what I know.
From what I remember, because I can't think of seeing stuff that went viral on Facebook.
Yeah,
specific statuses, sure, videos and stuff like that would have, but specific statuses.
It doesn't have. Yeah, you just get the someone share they share this, or your ma's gonna die tonight or stuff like that. And people just share it that way. It's way more. Yeah, it's way more localized.
And share this and win 50 grand.
Yeah. I seen one of them the other day. Is the way the girls have babies and they just delete all social media except for Facebook, apparently. It's really weird.
Yeah.
It's every girl I know who's had a baby only mainly uses Facebook now. I suppose to keep in touch with family and stuff.
I think I always remember Blind Boy talking about how people use different social medias, and Twitter is to really put yourself out as intellectual to on an international scale.
Yeah.
So
hear my thoughts.
Here's my ideas on specific topics, whatever. Instagram is for photos and curating a perfect life for yourself. Facebook is for the family.
The fam. Yeah.
And it is.
It makes sense. But one of them put up it was those posts. I don't know if you ever see. I've seen them years. It's share this now. Facebook will own all of your content and all of your identity if you do not share this and explicitly say that you don't give consent.
Fuck, I should have shared it.
It's fuck. It's this one guy in Ohio.
He was right.
Wrote this thing, and he's it was written a week ago, and this girl I know shared it. I was like, what the fuck? What year? It's she's not
literally what year is this?
She's not she's younger than me. I was like, what age are you? What? You've seen these?
Come on.
I've seen these literally dozens of times before. What are you doing? But at the same time, it's hard to. It's way harder to hate on people on Facebook. Except for all the racist stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just, most of it's just just kind of look at that. That's,
There's something mad quaint, cute about Facebook.
It is, yeah. It's the way
like,
old people are cute.
Yeah, it's just like
yeah. Like the neighborhood watch pages are always gas. Do you follow yours?
No.
They're so funny, like, because like
should I start using Facebook?
it's just funny.
Is Facebook more healthy to like look at comment sections than it is on Twitter?
I wouldn't say so. No.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Like remember Ireland Simpsons fans used to be a big thing.
Oh yeah,
remember that? That's gone. That thing is like, it's so unfunny. It's like
it used to be good.
It's like how it's unfunny the same way Facebook was maybe like 5-6 years ago.
It's unfunny like how The Simpsons got.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's like, it's not funny at all. There's never any likes. The people who comment are all just like idiots. I don't read the comments really because I'm not really interested. I just kind of like flick through it. It's quite wholesome. Cause just seeing, there's like this guy I met like 10 years ago in a pub, and like he's doing well. There's like my I don't know, my third cousin removed is like, he's posted a meme. Yeah. Let's log on.
The gas thing is as well, like my logins for Facebook is an email address that I don't use. I don't have any access to it.
Really?
Yep. That's how old it is.
Yeah. No, it's
91 notifications. Jesus.
You're a popular boy.
It's just loads of people's why does Facebook do that? Facebook's like, someone's such and such shared a photo, such and such's birthday. It's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Why are you telling me this?
It's like
got a friend request.
This person invited you to like Newcastle Ponies. Are you attending this event?
Literally, everyone
in Swansea next week. No, I'm not.
Everyone that is are these friend requests?
Let's see. Give me a look. I'm the Facebook expert.
Are these friend requests? Or are they people that are trying to, or is that telling me to?
No, that's recommending.
It's recommending. Yeah, okay, yeah. So these are the only. Yeah, I got 2 friend requests, both from family members.
Yeah.
Who I don't know.
I still get friend requests.
Oh no, wait, I know one of them. From a year. One of them is from a year ago. That makes me feel bad.
Yeah. I've one from like 7 years ago, but if I accepted it'd be so embarrassing. It'd just be so embarrassing. The earth has swallowed me up. But I still get requests from like older people in work. That's very cute. Like, actually, no, great little thing, great little side now. One of the lads, he's like one of the guys I work with. He's kind of like, he's like a bit older. He's quite a bit older than me. He has like kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he added me as a friend on Facebook, and I accepted his request. And he sent me a text saying, thanks for accepting my request, Mark. I was like, you are so wholesome. You deserve the best. You deserve everything. You're such a nice guy. It's like, thank you. Well, of course.
No worries.
Of course, I'm your friend.
I think as well that a load of Facebook posts, specifically pictures, are Instagram synced up.
Yeah, a lot of them are, yeah. Defo.
So.
But no,
mad.
Our neighborhood watch pages around here, they're on fire. Just people talking about random things, being like scared.
See, you don't have, my problem is that we have refugee protests up the road.
Oh, right.
So I feel like that would be covered in the neighborhood watch. Is like, watch out for, rapist gangs of immigrants. Go fuck yourself.
Oh yeah, they can fight back against them.
You know what the gas thing was? So they protest around where I do jiu-jitsu, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like very wide variety of different people, different backgrounds and stuff like that. So I never know, what the political ideas of some people would be. So we're all standing outside and they're there like chanting whatever. And every single person there was like, can we just ask Oisin, like the head coach, can we just go kick the shit out of them?
Yeah.
Can we all just go? And it's like everyone's different ages. Every single person's like, let's just fucking go down there and batter them.
Yeah.
I just like, I did not think that it's way more universally against them than it is for them. Because you see so many comments and so many posts on, not TikTok, Twitter, and Facebook comments and stuff like that would make you believe that voice is a lot more widespread than it is.
Yeah.
Even the protests. You were at the anti one, weren't you?
No, I wasn't.
That was a huge protest. Wasn't it?
That was massive. Yeah. They had a lot of speakers and stuff like that. The only thing in comparison is like the anti, what you call it, or like the
anti-immigrant
protests. They're all like
you're at the anti.
I was protesting against protests. No, but like they're way more like not like more organized, but like they're like it's way more of an echo chamber with them. Like they'll get themselves riled up really easy. Whereas the main like the big protest against all that stuff, which I was at, it was just kind of like it was just random people and stuff. It was just like everyone's like, yeah, this is a load of bollocks. But no, it's like everyone's kind of like holding hands, like singing songs. It's just like it's good, but it's like it doesn't really do anything. Like it's just kind of like a show. Like
it's a showcase that like you're the minority. They're not the minority.
Yeah,
it's just the real.
It's just
minorities.
saying, you're a lot of idiots. And we're against whatever you're doing. Whereas they're like, we will kill anyone who stands in our way. Which is like,
we will drink the blood of our enemies.
Yeah. It's totally different. Like some of the absolute nutters that you see. I started like some of the videos I started actually getting to work, like posted by these like absolute loons onto like YouTube and like Facebook and like the different social media platforms, and it's just like these people are literally like straight up insane.
Yeah.
Most of the people that are like even part of those or even like sympathize with those protests don't actually watch those videos, because if they did, they'd be like, this is your man's fucking insane.
It's crazy.
You know?
There's a lot of people that are like severely detached from reality that believe in that type of stuff.
Oh no, yeah. They have no idea what's going on. Like literally, they're a danger to themselves.
Yeah.
And a lot of them have like been like detained.
Yeah.
Or like committed, like quite recently as well. It's pretty funny. Because they just like openly make threats against Garda. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, what kind of strategy is that?
What do you think is going to happen if you do that?
Yeah. They're just looking for an excuse. But the government's way more like, will bend. Like, you even say already, like, oh, we're going to be tough on immigration. They're way more, they'll bend much more to something like that than they would. It's like a lot of,
Please give us homes.
Yeah. If a million people got lined the streets and were like, oh, I want a home, and they all sing Kumbaya, the government's just going to be like, yeah, whatever. But it's like you get like 500 people and they're all throwing shit around. They're like, we're going to kill Leo Varadkar and bomb a Garda station if you don't, do whatever. They're going to be like, oh yeah, actually, you know what? They're right. They have a point.
The acts of revolution.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But anyway, how did we start talking about this? Facebook. Load of bollocks.
Yeah, Facebook's a load of bollocks.
It's a lot of bollocks, but it's cute sometimes.
Yeah, it can be cute.
It's very cute.
Tell you what else is a load of bollocks, Mark.
What?
The Predator.
The Predator.
Our final installment in the Predator half of the Alien vs. Predator franchise review before we get onto our final two installments. Alien vs. Predator.
The prelude to the prelude.
Yeah, the prelude to the bits that actually are the actual... Like, we did Alien vs. Predator franchise, but really we just did the Alien franchise, then the Predator franchise, and then we will do the Alien vs. Predator films.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Even though I think we've talked... Have we talked about more films? No, we've only talked about 4 films that came out after Alien vs. Predator.
Yeah,
so,
you're right.
Yes, we did 6 films pre-Alien vs. Predator. And nearly half of the films that we talked about came out after Alien vs. Predator. But however.
We're going back in time next
week.
And
we actually could make it more even if we did Prey, but we're not doing Prey because we already talked about Prey. We already talked about Prey.
Yeah.
This is the 2018
you're correct.
Installment, directed by Shane Black, Iron Man 3, and he did The Nice Guys.
Oh, he did so much. He's done so much.
Nice Guys is good.
I can't remember. I've never seen it.
I think this is the follow-up to The Nice Guys. I think Nice Guys is 2015, 2016.
Yeah, he did one of those like 80s, 90s action films. Like it's like Breaking Point, or there's like one of those names.
I think he did do Breakpoint.
Something like that. It's like it has one of those names. I can't remember what it's called though.
Something Break or something Point.
It's like Arch Peak, Bullet World, something like that. He did one of them.
Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Was that it? I was way off. I was way off.
It's 2005. He hasn't done any.
I thought he did a lot of 90s films.
He wrote.
Such a fraud.
He wrote Lethal Weapon 2 and The Last Action Hero.
That's what I was thinking of. Because he's mainly a writer.
He wrote Lethal Weapon.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wrote it. He didn't direct them.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon. That's what I was thinking of. Because he's mainly a writer.
Bro, I forgot about this. He's also in Predator.
Is he?
He's the guy with glasses in Predator. He's in the original film. That's why they got this. That's why they got him to direct this one. I forgot. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. He's in the original Predator.
That's crazy. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Let's change my view. Let's change everything about this film.
Yeah, because I think they said to him, I watched a video. Okay, because I watched a video about this film's production. Because this film is a fucking mess, and
I don't even remember him in Predator.
no, I think he's the first kill.
He looks like a nerd.
Yeah, he's a nerd. He's the guy that's just like, he makes all the pussy jokes. You know, the way he's like,
Oh, and then there's more in this one. There is.
Is there pussy jokes in this one?
Because he's like, you're so sheesh, you're pushing.
There is.
And she's like, you said eat my pussy. Like,
is that a
what is this interaction? Why is this in the script? That makes more sense now.
Where even the Key and Peele, Key's interactions with the guy with schizophrenia are like loads of like pussy jokes and stuff like that. Is that a callback or like Shane Black just kind of writes like that anyway, so probably isn't.
Yeah. So this is a callback to Predator, 1984.
There is some awful callbacks in this film. Get to the choppers. I was awful. That was awful.
The choppers.
And what does she calls? She calls the alien. No, the alien. She calls the Predator. You are one. She calls him like an ugly motherfucker, but she doesn't call him exactly that. She calls him something along those lines.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But it's just so. It comes across as so forced.
A lot of it does.
I hate all the callbacks to the original film in this because they're all so forced. They're all like, "Did you get the reference?" And they're not even vaguely clever. Like they're so obvious to what they're
Marvel-esque. One might say.
They're Marvel-esque. Yeah. I mean, I talked about this film before that, like, I watched this film on an airplane and I was like, I regret watching this.
This one?
This one. This is the one that I watched on an airplane. It's like, God, I could have watched so many better things.
What was the other one? What was the other one you watched?
Free Solo. It's a great plane trip.
Free Solo. On the back of someone's head.
I actually would have been better off watching it on an iPhone. Because there's just those shitty little earphones as well.
Only one that works.
Oh man, why do flights still have them?
Yeah, that's grim.
But so yeah, I originally watched this film on an airplane and I was like, that was such a waste, and I haven't seen it since then.
Ruined your holiday.
It ruined the holiday, man. I thought about that film like nearly every day. Every so often I think about this film and I'm just like, that film is so bad. And then I watched it for now and I thought, this film is even worse than I remember it being. God, I don't like this film at all.
Yeah.
It's better than Alien Resurrection.
It is.
That is an God almighty low bar.
It's the lowest possible bar, yeah.
But I think it's the second worst film that we've watched in this franchise.
I can't think of anything worse, to be honest. But like at the same time, first hour of the film, it's okay. Like it's just okay. There's nothing terribly wrong with it. It's the way it's shot is so flat and like way too colorful and clean. It's like it's very out of sync. It's nothing. There's no continuity with any other film in Predator or Alien franchise. And then all the quips and stuff like that. It's way more. It's a Shane Black film. Way more than it is anything out of the canon or any even remotely sci-fi at all. It just could it could just be an action film. Like the MacGuffin could be anything, you know.
Yeah, because that's the thing. It's like when this film started, I was like, this doesn't even need to be Predator.
Yeah, it's just there's no
this
need.
could just be any other alien or like any made up. It could be a brand new IP.
Yeah.
And it would make a single difference because the Predator doesn't hunt whatsoever. There's no aspects of the original films. Like, we've had... At this point, there was 3 films, and they decided, I guess Alien vs. Predator, but we'll try something new with the idea of the Predator. But at that stage, why the fuck are you making it a Predator film?
Yeah, just start something else. Just go somewhere else.
Like, someone isn't looking at Michael Myers and be like, we should make a rom-com.
yeah, but it's in the Halloween universe. Yeah. You know, fans will never expect that. Fans won't like that. Fact.
That's the thing, is like there's expectations with a franchise. You know, I feel like you can get mad formulaic with franchise films, but there's nothing wrong with a formula if you spice up little aspects of it and just make it good.
Yeah.
Like Prey is more or less the same film as like Predator and Predator 2.
Yeah.
It's people getting hunted down by a predator,
Mm-hmm.
but it's a good version of it.
Mm-hmm.
It's also refreshing because there hasn't been one like that for literally like nearly 30 years by the time The Prey came out.
Yeah, and it was just done well. It stuck to the formula
Mm.
in a way that, you know, as you say, wasn't just a rehash. It was the basic idea, just kind of mapped onto a new, you know, story.
Yeah.
Which is what you should be going for in something like that. The Predator is really like not like any other film that we've watched in this canon.
No, I know.
Really at all. It's just like a zany action film. It's also like, because we watched the last like 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen this part. Because this film is like also like it's the only film that you can't actually watch.
Yeah, it's not on anything.
It's not on anything. It's
for good reason.
Disney Disney just pulled it. Disney, I'm pretty sure Disney most have the rights to this.
This is a Fox film, so yeah, they would.
Yeah, they have rights, but for some reason it's not on Disney Plus. But the last 10 minutes are like absolutely like shambolic.
Yeah, it's so bad.
You could see, like, from the start of the film, you can see the kind of, hey kid, looks like we got company, kind of like, you know, it's like he's the Sergeant, or was it Captain McKenna? He's the guy. He's the Ryan Gosling kind of like avatar in this film. He's just kind of like stony face. He's an action hero. He does whatever he wants. He doesn't play by the rules.
I think they were, because again, I watched a video about the production. I think they were meant to get. They're trying to get Ryan Gosling or something like that.
They got literally the bargain bin Ryan Gosling.
He
He vaguely looks like Ryan Gosling.
Yeah,
that's it.
Oh no, you know what? I think it actually was meant to be Ryan Gosling because they'd done The Nice Guys before, and Shane Black directed that, and Ryan Gosling is in that. So I think it was meant to. I think, if I'm remembering that right, it was meant to be Ryan Gosling, but they couldn't get him.
Yeah, no doubt.
So they pulled out the bargain bin version of him. Like, I like that actor. He's good in Logan, but that's the only thing I've seen him in.
Yeah, but this is the way. Yeah, no, he can't be. You know, I'm sure he wasn't working with gold. You know.
Listen, the script ain't that good.
But like the way he's just like, yeah. It's like, yeah, I gotta tell Mom about that.
I'm so cool.
You got your own desk. Gotta tell Mom. Well done, kid. It's like, that's your son. You haven't seen him in months.
Yeah, no, it's like, I don't give a damn about anything. I don't care about my men and my gun. I'm a soldier.
I don't know what it's called. I just know the sound it makes when it takes someone's life.
17 confirmed kills. Oh, you know, they got a bogey and they're trying to pin it on me. Shut up.
Yeah.
Stop.
I went rogue. Shot a CO.
But even, just to jump to the end of this film, just for a second, before we go back to the start, because we're going to jump to the end and then go back to the start.
Into the middle.
Like the way that we always do these type of things. The way that this film ends is that they're like, oh yeah, there's two predators in this film, which again, why is it called The Predator if there's two predators? But regardless, I guess they couldn't call it predators.
The Predators.
So they're just like, we can't call it predator.
It's called the Predators.
But there's already predators.
No, the Predators.
Oh, they could have called it the Predators. That's actually a better name. That is a better name.
Yeah, the Predators. But then everyone would be like, oh yeah, it's two predators in this.
But like the photo, the poster is like a predator with a bigger predator pulling out its head. So it's already on the poster that there's two predators.
No.
The start of the film tells you that there's two predators. It's not a secret that there's two predators. It's just a bad title.
Yeah.
In the original script, there was like 8 different predators, and they're all different types. There was medic predators. There was soldier predators. There was
medic predators.
Medic predators. That's the worst idea I've ever heard.
Stop. Why? It's just like, wait, what does it do? It just comes out and like helps the other predators. Like,
yeah,
oh look,
like,
there it is.
It's just like, fucking time out.
yeah. It's waving its flag.
Yeah.
MSF on its back.
Yeah, little red cross. So yeah, the big predator is dead, and the little predator that it was hunting, because it's like, oh, it's a traitor, left humans a super suit called the Predator Killer.
A super suit.
A suit? Where's my super suit? Damn, we should talk about Incredibles.
We should, yeah. We've never done The Incredibles.
We've never done a lot of the Pixar films.
Yeah, a lot of them just not talk. Yeah, did we do Monsters Inc. before? Monsters Inc. and The Incredibles. What a double bill that would be. Finding Nemo. What's your
Finding Nemo's.
Remember we ranked the Pixar films?
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we ranked them.
Yeah.
Finding Nemo was like A tier.
A tier. I'm not a huge fan.
No,
That's what we clashed hugely on that one.
I think we settled on B tier for that.
Yeah, and you hate Up. Why was that like Up?
Yeah, so that was that was
Remember,
what's the word?
There's
Bargaining, whatever the
Yeah,
term we're looking
yeah.
for. But no, yeah, they give him a super suit that's like called the Predator Killer. But the guy is just like, oh yeah, our friend, he wanted to give us this. He was trying to deliver us this. He was trying to help us out. Then why when the original Predator, the smaller Predator, when he lands, just immediately start killing people straight away, like straight away, isn't even trying to like. And these are meant to be like intelligent, super intelligent, can communicate with humans. We see that later on in the film. The big Predator hacks into terminals, so he's like, I want the hero called McKenna. You have 10 minutes before I come after you.
Yeah.
Like, he properly talks to them.
Actually,
that does happen. I know that you missed a bit of the film. That does happen.
Oh
he hacks all the terminals at one stage.
The Predator hacks.
Yeah, he hacks.
Is the green numbers and stuff?
Oh, he just puts up his thing. He's like messing with the thing on his wrist.
I've hacked into the mainframe.
It's
I
like-
have your IP address.
It's like, there's one warrior amongst you. His name is McKenna. But then the plot twist is like, whoa, he's actually talking about the kid, not the big guy. Because in this film, autism is a superpower. Anyway, we'll get on to that.
Yeah.
So they can communicate with people properly.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this part is like, I really want to give you this gift, but I just can't stop killing. There's something like, I love stabbing. Stabby stab. What's that from? It's something.
Oh, it's Futurama.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it's the robot.
Yeah,
I just can't stop stabbing.
the robot devil, is it?
Hey, yeah. Or no, it's the. Yeah, he's got like a similar design.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like one of Bender's mates. That's,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what it is. I knew it was like Simpsons. It was Matt Groening somewhere.
Yeah. I've been watching a lot of Futurama recently.
Futurama's good, man.
It actually really is.
Futurama's very
Even
good.
the reboot of Futurama. I forget
Is
about.
that out?
No,
They're bringing it back again, I think.
Please don't. Please don't. Because like there's first 6 seasons and then there's those movies. No, there's first 5 seasons and there's those movies. I hated those movies. They were terrible in my opinion. And then they came.
Bender's big score is alright. That big tentacle one is not good.
Beast with a Billion Backs is
I don't like
such
that.
a load of bollocks. It's unbelievable. But then they rebooted the series again, just as like a normal TV series, and it was actually really good.
Yeah.
It was actually pretty good, and then it got worse and worse. I think it did 3 more seasons, and they're like less and less good. If they reboot it again, it's just gonna be like dog shit. But anyway,
We need the third dimension.
Yeah,
Exponentially gets worse.
Exponentially worse. Yeah, diminishing returns.
But yeah, like as you said, like this film is just so bland looking. It's too clean.
Yeah, it's way too clean. It's like it looks too modern.
There's too much CGI.
It feels kind of like a like the CGI was also like really bad as well. Why is there predator dogs? Did I miss something or is that explained at all?
Just not.
Why are there predator hounds?
Is it a thing? It must be a thing in the comics.
The comics?
Maybe, but
who's read the comics?
Oh yeah.
Who's read? It's not like they're appealing some mad, rabid fan base. It's the Predator comics.
I wonder if any of them are good.
I don't know. I don't really read
Maybe
comics.
it's to look into.
We'll start reviewing.
Talk about looking into things, just to bring us back to our strawberry milk and yop discussion.
The yops.
Yeah, this is
I was asking. That was my question of the week last week. I was asking everyone, you ever got yopped?
But I was talking to people were like, yeah, it sucked.
Yeah. People start crying and stuff.
Yeah, it's PTSD. I got strawberry milk. It's decent. Solid 7 out of 10.
Strawberry milk. Did you try the chocolate milk one?
No, because I already have chocolate milk.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay.
I didn't get Yop. I only got Muju.
Oh.
I wasn't able to find Yop anywhere.
It got banned.
I got what is that other? There's something else that's like Yop.
Yakult.
Is that it?
No, I don't
No,
think so.
it's not that. It's called.
Actimel.
No, there's something else. Maybe it wasn't Yop. No, it wasn't Yop.
Let me look this up.
It was something else. But I saw that and I was like, that's like a Yop ripoff or something. But it wasn't Yop. Yeah, strawberry milk is 7 out of 10. I'll report back with a Yop review whenever we're back.
A Yop review.
Get yopped. Get yop.
Get yopped.
But yeah, no, I just think the the CGI is so hit or miss throughout the entire film. It gets real bad when that super predator is like killing loads of people.
In the lab.
No. This is that bit's all right.
That's actually that's a pretty cool bit.
That's
very predictable.
There's like the thing with this film is that there's certain scenes that have cool imagery or cool ideas. Like I like the predator just fucking murking everyone in that bit. And I like the bit where the body gets cut in half and the predator's underneath and the blood drips down on top of him. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's the only two cool things I can think off the top of my head. But the CGI, there's like, it just looks like ass. It looks awful. It's so hit or miss.
It's cause it's too clean.
Yeah.
Like in Predators,
there's no weight to it.
Yeah. Predators, it's like you got the jungle as like kind of cover. If your CGI is bad, you can kind of cover it up. CGI is bad in some scenes in Predator, but like it's the scenes where it's like it has to be more well lit, you know.
Yeah.
And like that's it's kind of the same with like obviously Predator won't, like the original Predator is like it's a lot of it is practical effects, but at the same time it's still in the jungle, still kind of has that thing, kind of has a bit of cover. In this one, it's set in modern day, and at the same time it's like it's shot like it's just shot in the most like fucking
standard way possible.
Yeah, the most boring way. The colors kind of like Shane Black is like all his films I've seen like kind of have that look. They're kind of the colors pop, but like the actual, it just looks way too like overproduced or something, or like
too studio.
Yeah, too clean, way too clean. And it's just it like films like that never look good, like never look good for some reason. I don't know why it's so popular. I think that's probably what made the CGI look so shit. Plus the film obviously isn't like it's not great. It's not an amazing film anyway, so it wasn't gonna have amazing CGI.
No. Do you want to talk about little Jacob as well?
Who?
Is that his name?
Oh,
Jacob?
Rory.
Rory.
Little Rory.
Who the fuck is Jacob? Who the fuck is Jacob? Where did I get that name from? Is it the actor's name?
Jacob.
Maybe his name is
Little Jacob.
Let's talk about little Jacob. No, let's have little Rory.
Let's talk about little Rory. Little Rory's a little gobshite.
Oh, the actor's called Jacob. Okay, right.
Yeah, fair enough.
I didn't even know that.
Jacob Tremblay.
Yes, it is.
Wow.
He's a good actor.
Do I know what else is he in?
He's in Doctor Sleep. He's the kid in Room.
Yeah, that's definitely where.
And he's in Luca as well. He's a good little actor.
Yeah.
Clearly, like I mean, he's very good in Room. I don't like that film, but he's good in that. He's in Doctor Sleep as well.
He's terrible in this. Terrible.
I don't blame him. I blame the script and the dialogue.
I blame him.
I mean, it doesn't help that he's playing someone with autism, so his way of acting is just stilted.
Yeah. Yeah, it's straight away. I was like, I don't like this kid. But like, that's just bad now.
I don't like how
that sounds awful.
I don't like this kid. I don't like how it's like, he's autistic, so he can just understand alien languages perfectly.
Yeah, no, all that stuff doesn't make any sense.
Autism is a superpower.
Ever see that film Mercury Rising from 1998?
No, I've never heard of it.
Bruce Willis at the peak of his powers.
It sounds like a Bruce Willis film. Mercury Rising.
I'm not sure what the title has to do with the actual film. It's about a guy who's like, there's this kid, this autistic kid who's like a savant, and he can crack codes, and he's able to crack.
Did you tell me about this film before?
I might have.
I think you might have. Yeah,
it's actually a pretty good movie.
Yeah, keep going.
It's a good action movie, and so he's a autistic savant who can crack, like, he's able to crack a government code. I can't remember what exactly the code is, but for somehow he stumbles across it and he's able to crack into it. And basically Bruce Willis takes him on as his ward to protect him against the forces of evil in the government. And it's like a whole, like, it's big action movie where it's like good chase across the story and stuff like that. But the whole time it's just this autistic kid who's just like kind of like
with superpowers.
He's just the MacGuffin, like.
Yeah.
Basically, he's just like he's
and
more
the
of a.
Kid is the MacGuffin in this as well.
Yeah, more of a prop.
There is a MacGuffin.
It's way worse in this film. Mercury Rising is a lot better than this film. Way better.
Yeah, it doesn't help that like you have like the kids with autism where it's literally like, oh, autism is actually the evolution of humans. And it's like, listen, right, not to, I mean, is this bad to say? No, it's not bad to say. Like, people with autism often struggle, socially and stuff like that. And we should be more accommodating to those people. Being like, autism is a superpower where you can read alien languages and it's the key to the universe. In a film where there's also a group of schizophrenic, PTSD, Tourette's, like Suicide Squad essentially, where they're all the butts of the joke a lot of the time is their disability. It doesn't come off great.
Yeah, no, it really doesn't. Even if you take it at face as like this is a film that like maybe kids who have autism can look at like, oh, like, well, they wouldn't be watching this film.
They can't watch this film. It's 18s.
Actually, yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It's an 18s movie. But if
maybe some 13-year-old.
Yeah, maybe some really edgy, autistic 13-year-old kid watching this film and he's like, oh, like this is a story that speaks to me. Or whatever.
I'm sure there's someone out there.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm sure there are, but like it's not really a big audience. Like to fucking base your film around.
Oh man, imagine the smell of the person. It's like The Predator's my favorite film.
Yeah. It's like stay away from me. But then like that's like the way that works is this kid is next step of human evolution. And he is the hero, and he survives, and he does. He's a good guy. And but then all these other guys who have like other mental illnesses are just the fucking trash. Oh, they get blitzed. They're just nobodies. This guy he has Tourette's in the dustbin. Yeah, you're fucked. Who cares?
It's also like
he's schizophrenia. Yeah, like,
whatever. He says the wrong thing all the time. Haha.
Yeah.
It's like eat my pussy.
That means he's evolutionarily inferior. What?
Yeah.
That's kind of
a
bit dodge.
It comes off as bad. It doesn't come off as good.
Doesn't come off great.
Yeah, and then the whole it's just not a good film. It's a messy film, but even at that, even if you remove the messiness of the script and stuff like that, it's just not a good film.
No.
It's not a good action film. There's no good action sequences. Except for
the lab sequence.
The lab sequence is cool.
It's cool.
Yeah. And I like the bit where the Predator walks in on her and he's just like,
nice.
He kind of nods his head. He's like, all right.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. What's she in? What's her one in?
Oh, I've seen her and stuff, but I don't know what she's in.
I feel like she's in ads, but actually I've never seen it. Can't remember any.
I'll tell you now. I actually have the Predator letterbox page.
Olivia Munn.
Olivia Munn. She's in Iron Man 2.
Oh, Jesus.
She's in Magic Mike. She's in nothing I've really seen.
The Newsroom.
She's in Jedi Junkies.
What the fuck is that?
A film about the world's most dedicated Star Wars fans.
That sounds awful.
Sounds like a transition. I watched the Star Wars original trilogy. Not the prequels, not the sequels, the original, New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi.
Return, I was about to say Last Jedi.
Yeah, you did that last week as well.
I've fallen for their trap.
Okay, so these are the films. I've seen these films a few times. I've seen A New Hope like 3 times, I think, at this stage. I've seen Empire Strikes Back twice now, and this is my first time actually watching Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on the last one.
Okay, so I've always really liked New Hope. Thought New Hope was like always just like a decent film. This time, man, hit different. I'm like, this is my favorite Star Wars film. New Hope is the best Star Wars film.
Why?
It's just campy. It's
Wrong.
fun. It's What's your favorite Star Wars film? No. Because now at this stage I'm wondering what's your favorite Star Wars film.
The Return of the Jedi, especially Last Jedi again. I just like the whole Sarlacc pit stuff and all that jazz.
Right, I'll get onto that.
And obviously the ending.
Yeah. I'll get onto that. Like I just like Empire Strikes Back is just like what a good like baseline for this entire franchise to like start from. But then having watched the prequels, the relationships mean so much more now. Like knowing who Obi-Wan Kenobi was to Anakin, who was, Darth Vader. Like, oh shit, I feel like it it might have helped a little bit more if Obi-Wan's death was a little bit more dramatic, considering
Yeah. It's kind of like, yeah.
it's just like boom, and he's dead, and he's like, no, but it's just like it happens like halfway through the film. So like at that stage, like originally he wouldn't have been like that big of a character, but then from this film he becomes so much bigger. So it's almost like retroactively kind of wish that death was a bit more dramatic. Not the film's fault because it's the first film, but
yeah, he didn't exist before this film, yeah.
So like, and you have the prequels where like he's essentially like the main character throughout that.
Yeah.
So kind of wish that was a bit more dramatic, but that's not the film's fault. Like all the characters' relationships mean so much more. Knowing the like what the Emperor has done, and even the fact that the Emperor is not in this film now. So for like 2 films now, we don't see the Emperor. You just have Darth Vader, who is sick. Darth Vader actually means so much more now.
Darth Vader is like, he's like the hype. The hype is there.
You know what?
He actually is.
I get it.
Well, yeah. I always loved Darth Vader.
I get it now. I never got it before. I get it now.
He's so cool.
He's just so cool.
So cool.
He's such a cold motherfucker.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah, and the context as well. It helps. Like the prequels, to the extent that people have criticisms or whatever, but like Revenge of the Sith particularly sets it up very, very well.
Yeah, no, Revenge of the Sith more so.
You're like, they're this guy, this is that guy. It's like, holy shit.
Yeah, especially watching
Darth
like
Vader.
back to back, and it's like, oh man, you have, especially because it's like 20 years, whatever. And it's like, Darth Vader killed your dad, like they said to Luke, and you're like, he did. Like they're not the same person at all.
Yeah, definitely.
It's like New Hope is such a great fun movie as well. It's super fun. The Death Star is sick. I love the bit where they're just like, where they go to whatever planet Leia was on, and they're like going through. It's like, oh, there's an asteroid field here, but it's meant to be here. Like this is where this planet's meant to be. And they're like, what's that? What's that moon? It's like, that's not a moon. It's a space station.
That's no moon.
And then they're like, oh, it's something. And Ben can hear, like Obi-Wan can feel. At one stage, it's like
the bad vibes.
Oh, I feel a million souls cry out in pain, and then it just stops.
Yeah. Damn, that's heavy.
So it's like, oh shit.
We've all been there.
All been there, bro. I felt the fear like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so like I just like New Hope is just fun, well made, good film. Owen gave it 5 stars. 5 stars.
Holy Moses!
Because I was like, that's legit. Like just one of my. It's like an ultimate comfort watch film. And it's like super cool. Darth Vader.
I haven't seen it now in a long time.
It's a fun film.
I have not seen it. It's been ages since I watched it. Like, how does it end again?
It ends with them blowing up the Death Star, and then it's like, yay, we did it.
Yeah.
It ends real suddenly.
Is that where like it's like Luke and Leia looking out at the stars, or is that different?
That's the next one. That's Empire Strikes Back.
Where and then you're like, ooh.
You're like, ooh. And then the third film,
you're like,
no.
Yeah.
So the Empire Strikes Back film that I think we both said was kind of boring.
It's surprisingly boring.
I'm kind of still on that. Like, now the cool thing now is having watched the film, it's like, wow, there's such a step up in budget between Star Wars, like New Hope, and Empire Strikes Back. Like the jump in budget is insane.
Do you have a quick rundown of what happens in Empire Strikes Back? For reference.
The Empire is closing in on the rebels. Luke goes off to find Yoda, and and then Leia and Han are just literally just running away from the Empire throughout the entire film until they get caught at wherever the fuck the Lando is.
Han gets done.
He gets done.
That used to freak me out
so
much.
Oh man, because I feel like it's suffocating. Like you see that. It's not like I don't really like Empire Strikes Back as much as. Okay, so start of the film, real cool fight. That whole ATT, what the things are called, the walking yokes, the big camels.
Yeah.
That whole bit is cool. Cool sets, cool action scenes. That's all cool. I think when Han and Leia are trying to escape with Chewie and C-3PO through like the asteroid fields and in the cave and through like hiding on the back of the ship, like it's like, oh yeah, I can see why people would find this fun. I find it mad boring because Han Solo is super annoying in this film.
Why?
Oh, there's so many like quips and like just little lines he says to Leia and stuff like that, where I just find it really annoying. I find Han Solo really annoying in this film. In A New Hope and Return of the Jedi, grand. It's just in this one where they it's like they dialed it up too much, and they realize that they dialed it up too much, so then they eat it back a little bit for the third film.
He's more of a cunt.
He's more of an arsehole, yeah.
Yeah, he's just a Chad. He's not.
He's not
cunt.
fun. He's just being an arsehole. It's just like there's no. Yeah, it's just except for the line where she's like, "I love you," and he's like, "I know." It's like that's perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That bit is perfect, but everything before that is just irritating. Seeing Yoda now, having seen the prequels, I was like, and when he shows up and he's like this goofy old, crazy old fool.
Yoda impression.
I can't even. What type of stuff he says?
Impression you must give.
Impression you must give.
Yeah, it's more like this. Yeah.
It's hard to, because it's more so the where do I put the verb and the
you have
the
to
noun.
switch everything around.
The preface and stuff like that. I don't know where.
We could do our Star Wars episode just in Yoda voice.
Oh my god, I would hate that. I would.
Oh my god, yeah.
But yeah, seeing Yoda now it's like, oh yeah, like I could see like you are the top dog in terms of Jedi, and seeing what you're doing now to hide like how far you have fallen is cool. And then his partisan with Luke, he's a bit of a dickhead to Luke now. He's a bit harsh on him, but
yeah, he's like, go in that dangerous swamp, drown yourself.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
He was just like, he's too old. It's like, listen, Yoda, the last person you said that about, saying that they were too old, was Anakin Skywalker, who turned out to be Darth Vader. So fucking train this bitch, right?
Yeah.
That's the last person you said this about. Look what happened. So train him and train him properly.
Yeah.
Bit
of a cunt.
So it's just yeah, like Yoda's fun, and then when Luke leaves and he goes off, and you have the old "No, I am your father." Iconic.
Classic.
Like
cuts off his hands. Oh wow.
Brutal. It's like, oh, she's like his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like that whole ending sequence is just muy bien. Very, very good. Very good. You got Han getting frozen and stuff like that. And it's a film like Revenge of the Sith, where like the ending is like dark. Like the bad guys win until the Return of the Jedi. Which when I watched initially, I never got past the pit. What's it called? The Skylark?
The Starlight Pit.
Starlight Pit. Never got past that bit because I thought it was mad boring.
It kind of is. It's just kind of hanging around. It's like, oh, Leia's in a bikini.
Yeah. Like it's not right.
There's a lot of hanging around.
I think that the start is like pretty decent. I think it's great, but it's pretty decent. I don't get the obsession with Boba Fett.
That's just nerds, man.
That's
just like straight
whatever.
up like who cares? Who the fuck is that? I
He's
remember
just a bounty hunter. I don't think his name is mentioned.
It's not mentioned at all. I think it's mentioned that he is a bounty hunter, but it's just like I remember back in the day I was mad in Star Wars. Me and my brother were mad in Star Wars. I was like Boba Fett. There was like action figures and all that stuff. It's like, oh, it's like.
Is that why
he was a big character in one of the TV shows that was out at that time? But it's just now I was like, what? Like why?
But is Boba Fett big because of the toys? Because the toys probably were really cool.
It could be that.
I think it might be that.
Could well be. Because it's a pretty cool design.
He's a cool design, but like he literally doesn't do anything.
So, yeah, he's just there, and then he falls into a hole.
Yeah, he gets Boba Fetted. Jabba gets mangled as well by Leia, which is satisfying to see.
Yeah,
like,
Jabba the Hutt.
Seeing Jabba and that whole like clan get their shit wrecked is fun. Man, what are they called? Not Wookiees. What are they called? The little dudes?
Oh, the Ewoks.
hate them.
Yeah. Everyone hates them. Though.
Oh man,
everyone hates them.
because I knew that like people, but everyone hates the prequels. So it's like, how about can Ewoks be? Nah, man, fuck Ewoks. Ewoks are worse than Jar Jar Binks.
I have to say, I never understood the hate for Ewoks. I thought they were cool.
It's such a.
They're just mini Wookiees. It's the reverse. It's Wookiee reverse.
They're super cute, but like the film screeches to a halt when they come into it, and like the pace just slows down massively.
They have their little gap parties and stuff.
Yeah, there's like 50 minutes with them. Like most of this film, if you just got rid of the fucking Ewoks, it would be an hour and a half.
Yeah, that's the toy, the merchandising aspect of it.
Yeah,
that's the only reason they were made. The only reason they were.
You do get the cool scene though, where C-3PO is seen as like the king, like a god, and then Luke like holds him up into the air, and he's just like, "What the fuck is going on?" That bit's fun, and all the Ewoks are going mad. But like, whatever. Like again, I think that the Han and Leia stuff is so much less interesting than when Luke and Darth Vader face to face.
Oh yeah,
with the Empire, with the Emperor. That is fantastic. That is so good.
Tops. So much.
So much weight.
So a serious amount of weight, even at the time. Like that's like a proper trilogy. It's like an original story. It's like the biggest. Our Star Wars, the biggest film ever released, and then you have Empire Strikes Back. You know,
biggest film ever released again.
Well, it wasn't as big, but it was like it's way more well regarded than any of the films. It was like so acclaimed. It just built up the hype.
This year is still regarded as like top. I think in Letterboxd is like top 30 films of all time.
Yeah, it's regarded as one of the greatest films of all time. I don't know.
I'm not that. No, I'm not.
I wouldn't say that, but like
by a long shot.
Yeah, like The Last Jedi didn't even need to be good, but it needed to have. But like the amount of like the weight
the
that was.
The Return of the Jedi.
Yeah,
you did it again.
Oh fuck's sake! The last
next time we are talking about The Last Jedi. So
no. The Return of the Jedi. So The Return of the Jedi. It's like everything's piled on top of it, and you just need a kind of like that capstone. The capstone is the final sequence where you have Luke facing off against Darth Vader, and it's like Darth Vader has to make this. It's like it's and it adds like the prequel trilogy like adds so much.
Oh man, it adds even further
because it's like he has this dilemma in his head. You're like I know who you were. As of you're like, I know who you were before.
Yeah, it's like, I know where you came from. I know what you've gone through. I've seen how you were manipulated by this little prick sitting in this chair.
The way it happens. And it makes the sequels so much worse. It's like, why did they do that? It's just a perfect ending to the 6 films. Just the whole way, like even like the fight itself, like the lightsaber fight is like there's no real music. It's just kind of them fighting and
I think
jumping
there
around.
is very little music. It's just like
it's kind of silence. And it's just them talking, hashing it out, father and son. What's up?
It's so good.
Yeah.
And even when like the Emperor is just like, oh, I already knew that you were what your plan was. Like your friends are all dead down there, but then the Ewoks save the day, and they rescue Han and Leia, and then they blow up the shield that's protecting the new Death Star. And then Lando and the boys can fly in and save the day. Really like Lando. I think Lando's a cool character.
I don't know much about him.
He's got a little buddy beside him in this film who literally doesn't say anything besides yeah. I'm just like, that's my fucking boy. That's my favorite Star Wars character out of everyone. Just that little dude. He's like, yeah. But yeah, the whole Palpatine, Darth Vader, Luke.
He just picks him up. He's like, he's like, kill him.
He's like, do it.
Do it. He's like, he's got the fucking lightning hands, and Darth Vader just turns around. No. He's like, fuck this. Picks him up and fucks him off a balcony.
Yeets him.
He actually yeets him into like oblivion. It's so cool. I just like the lightning going off. He's like, ah.
Man, it's pure. I'm not like, I've said this about a few things. Pure cinematic perfection.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's so good.
Wraps it up perfectly.
So good. And then it's just all kind of plays out, and it's like
Darth Vader unmasked. I was like, why does he look like that?
Oh man, he looks fucked up.
Why does he look like that?
Oh yeah, I'm forgetting as well. Yeah, he gets like unmasked, and like man, he got mangled.
Yeah, fucking Humpty Dumpty down there. What the hell? What happened?
I wonder, like, originally people were like, what the fuck?
What the hell is that?
Because he ain't looking pretty.
Yeah.
But then they have, because George Lucas went back and like changed them around a little bit, like added effects in, added some CGI to the original films.
Did you watch the CGI ones?
Yeah. Like to the point where in the original film, the original theatrical cut, at the end of the film, Luke sees Yoda, he sees Obi-Wan Kenobi, and he sees some random fucking dude that you've never seen before.
It's Darth Vader.
It's Darth Vader. You've never seen him before.
Yeah.
But now they've edited it in so that it's
Anakin.
Like
Hayden Christensen. Yeah.
Hayden Christensen.
Uh-huh.
And I've heard people complain about that.
You're
a fucking idiot if you complain about that.
I complain about that.
Oh no, it's so much better. It's so much better. Because people are like, oh, how would he even know who he is? How would he know who he is anyway?
Yeah.
He's just a random dude.
He is just some random guy, yeah. But like it's like because the CGI is like so like out of sync with the old films, like all of it.
At this stage, it's not really because the CGI is so shitty now that it kind of blends in okay.
Okay, yeah. Actually, I haven't watched them now in a long time.
Yoda, I'm thinking about in Phantom Menace. I think it was. They've gone back and they've CGI'd Yoda over him because they used a puppet for younger version of Yoda in the prequels. It is one of the most hideous puppets I've ever seen in my entire life. I'm going to show you.
Let's see.
Let me pause on this. Okay, are you ready? Are you ready to see this?
Let's see.
Oh
yeah, no, I've seen screen grabs before this.
Look at that ball sack.
Yeah, he's in bits.
He looks.
This is younger Yoda.
That's meant to be young Yoda. Now that's the old Yoda. So like, can kind of see what they're going for.
Crackhead Yoda.
But let's be real. That's like CGI Yoda looks better. CGI Yoda looks so much better.
He's a video game character, man.
Yeah, exactly. Great.
We're replaying one of the greatest cinema debates of all time. This will be debated by our children and their children after them. CGI, I disagree. I think this is awful. This is the puppet. He's terrible.
Puppet looks awful.
This CGI on the right here.
The CGI
it's
now
a bit better.
Isn't great, but he's better than the puppet.
The video game, you see the one, if you go directly left and then down, that one.
This one?
Yeah. What the hell?
Way
too much. Like.
Not nearly as endearing.
Yeah.
What's this?
It's like he just looks like a random. Like what makes him?
Ewan McGregor looks back at the not nearly as endearing CGI Yoda of the Star Wars prequels.
Yeah. Like he's endearing.
No, he's not like that.
It's like, oh, he's a little man.
There's nothing cuter in all of Star Wars than when Yoda has a stick and he's just bashing through R2D2 be like, mine.
Yeah.
It's so like he's so goofy.
Yeah. He's so adorable. But then like when the CGI's all layered on top of him, like it's not like he's really aged in between. Training Luke and training Anakin, like he's like
he's like 20 years.
Yeah, he's like 900 years old anyway. He's fucking ancient. So the CGI, I'm not a big fan of the CGI, I have to say, but
he's a lot older.
He's way older in the like. He should look like he should look rough.
Realistically, how old is Luke Skywalker meant to be?
Oh, this is going to be a crisis moment.
Right. 19. It's been 19 years.
Oh. 19. It's over for me then.
Let's say 5. How old is he in number 5? Yeah, he's 19. 22?
22, okay.
He's 22. So it's been 22 years, and Yoda looks like ass. Like 20 years ago, he's there jumping around, doing flips, using the Force, no bother. Fighting off Mace Windu, no bother.
Yeah.
When you get 20 years later, dude's in bits.
He's in a jocker.
It's because of the Force. I guarantee you, there's some explanation about the Force.
It's the
or
midichlorians.
Yeah, some bollocks like that, whatever.
Yeah, no, it's because he's living in a fucking swamp for 20 years.
Yeah, I suppose that would do it to you. That would do it to you.
He's just in bits.
So yeah, I've now finished the OG films. OG films are better than the prequels by a long shot. But Empire Strikes Back is not as good as Revenge of the Sith.
Oh, yeah, I was about to put that to you. That's honestly, I haven't seen. I would not say that without having seen Empire Strikes Back in full again. But I also preemptively, I agree.
Yeah,
I agree.
My ranking is Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, New Hope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good. Fair enough.
So yeah, that's my hot take for about the Star Wars trilogy or films. Empire Strikes Back is not the best one.
That is a piping hot take.
And I think that people say that you're boring, you're basic.
You're basic, man.
Too basic. I don't want to listen to the IMDb top 250 talking to me, you know.
Yeah. The Godfather, man. So we're gonna watch the sequels and just hate on them.
Yeah, man. I'm looking forward to actively disliking something of Star Wars now. Like really, truly not liking some of the films.
That's one of the problems with The Force Awakens. It's so inoffensive.
It's a perfect 2-star film.
It doesn't do anything at all. Like it's just a waste of time.
I know I'm gonna watch it and be like, that was so boring.
Yeah, but it's just like 2.5 hours as well. The other ones I haven't seen. The other ones, to be fair.
One of my friends, Robin, she saw Force Awakens in cinema, came out and said that is one of the worst films I've ever seen. I did not need to see that.
Straight away
I was like, I've never been so unstimulated while watching a film.
Ooh. Yeah, no, I didn't think that at the time. I was mad hyped for that film, and then it came out.
So many people were.
I was kind of like, ugh. Kind of like how I was for Avengers.
Is that one of the highest grossing films of all time?
It is indeed.
Yeah.
It's Avatar just recently surpassed it. Avatar 2, sorry. Yeah, it's huge at the time. And then the others, everyone just kind of agreed the other two were shit.
Yeah.
So they just get faded from the cultural memory. Even now, like Star Wars isn't really a big thing.
I've seen a lot of stuff about Mandalorian, but I think that's just Disney marketing.
Yeah, a lot of it. It's like,
and also the algorithm's like, oh, this cunt is watching Star Wars at the moment, so just pump this at this fella.
Yeah. Bit of Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
Ah, Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda is super cute.
He is.
He's very cute.
He is. I love putting him as the Avatar on like Disney Plus.
Yeah, same.
He's
a great avatar.
Yeah,
he's a good avatar.
Oh,
he's a good little lad.
His tea. He's holding his tea.
I love. Been thinking about buying some Star Wars merch.
You've lost it. You're cut off.
I've lost.
We're not doing the
plot,
sequels
man.
anymore.
I've lost it, bro.
I'm saving you from yourself.
I'm like, fuck.
I've a mate like this. He does that as well.
Yeah, I know, man.
He fell down a deep, dark hole.
The only thing is that, like,
deep, dark hole.
I was like,
he fell down a Sarlacc pit of depression. It's a road you don't want to go down.
I know, man. I'm a bit scared. But I was like looking at I was like, how much is like a figure or whatever like that? I was looking at the characters. Like, I don't want any of the characters. I don't want fucking Vader. I don't want Han.
Get the Sarlacc pit.
Just a vagina. And then I was looking at, okay, what about some of the ships? They're way too expensive.
Oh man, they're insanely expensive.
They're way to get something decent.
Zero.
They're way too expensive.
Like if you want,
and they're fucking huge.
Yeah, or the full Lego sets. Like there's artificial scarcity for a lot of them. So like they'll release them.
Yeah,
and Disney will know there's like this amount of people will like kill other people to get this. So we'll release 100 less.
The Millennium Falcon one, I think, is like $1,000 for a Lego set.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
Insane money. Insane. Just get the Star Wars Funko Pops.
I despise Funko Pops. I'm sorry for anyone that has Funko Pops that listens to this. I despise Funko Pops.
What is the crack with them? Like
they're so ugly.
Yeah, why? Are they like the Beanie Babies of the 2010s?
I suppose they are.
Yeah.
They're also like but the thing is, I was like, why would you buy 3 of them when you can just put that money together and just get one nice figure?
Yeah. How much are they? They're pretty expensive.
15 quid.
Are they?
You can get a nice figure for 45 quid.
You get the premium ones, yeah, like the limited edition ones.
I'm not talking about other Funko Pops, bro. I'm talking about like actual figures that
are
outside of the Funko Pop chain.
Yeah, the Funko Pop universe.
I don't like them whatsoever.
I remember I was at a Gap party once and this guy insists on showing me his Pickle Rick Funko Pop. I was like, is this a simulation? Am I dreaming right now? It's like, what are you doing?
Oh my god! Oh my god!
I was like, what?
Oh!
It was during COVID, so it's kind of like, it's like the lack of socialization is driven it's all insane.
Really getting to
it's like, I don't know if this is hallucination or he's just lost his mind.
I will say the one Funko Pop I would own is a Pickle Rick one because I think that's just the most That might be the funniest one.
It'd be the funniest one to own. I'd just like whip it out at a party. Do you want to see my Pickle Rick Funko Pop?
Oh shit, I think I might get. Maybe that's what I'll get. I think I might get a Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
Instead of getting anything with Star Wars, I get a Pickle Rick.
Just
Funko
whip
Pop.
it, bring it on nights out. Do you want to see my? Listen to smoking at Workman's. Do you want to see?
Do you want to see my Funko Pop?
There's like no one there knows what that is. You're like, what?
The fuck is a Funko?
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So I'm at that stage where I'm like looking at Star Wars merch, and I'm just like, nah. Maybe I'll just get
Go
them
for
on,
it.
Maybe I'll just
Follow
get
your
them on Blu-ray.
dreams.
I was curious after our last episode of looking at that realistic lightsabers. Holy moly!
They're expensive.
Boy, like I made the the cheapest one I could make. 500 quid.
500 beans. It's crazy, yeah.
I know that they're for like cosplays and stuff like that. Jesus, I did not realize how much money people put into cosplays.
I know, yeah, it's crazy. I didn't know either until that guy showed me his lightsaber. Yep. But
To be fair, if I was minted, I would 100% own it as a lightsaber.
I wouldn't be arsed. I wouldn't be arsed.
Whip it out.
Do you want to see me lightsaber?
Do you want to see me saber? It glows in the dark. But yeah, we go for a break.
Let's go.
Marco, are you feeling hungry?
I'm definitely feeling a bit nippy.
It's a bit starving.
Bit starved.
It's been cold.
Bit starved for content. Bit cold. I'd like to warm myself up with something from the menu.
The menu.
That was such an awkward transition.
We got
To
there in the
segue.
end.
I don't think I was ready for that. I don't think I'm not on the ball at the moment.
Oh, wait. We'll start again. Mark, are you hungry? Do you want something from the menu? Streamline it. Make it quicker.
I like it. I like
There
it.
you
We'll run with that. Yeah, the menu. I watched the menu. It's on Disney Plus, I believe.
Yes, it is.
I think it's on Disney Plus. It's out. I think it's from 2022.
I love the way that we have so many streaming services. I'm just like, I think it's on this one.
It's probably.
Pretty sure it's. I watch so many shit like illegally. On streaming services.
Oh yeah.
I've got so many different streaming services. I'm like, I think it was on this.
It was probably. I think it's on Disney Plus. But anyway, it's on Disney Plus, and it's a very recent film. It was out for quite a while. I saw a lot of advertising relating to it, and it's the one with Ralph Fiennes, or Rafe Fiennes, as British people bizarrely call him. I don't. Do you understand why they call him that? It's Ralph, surely. Ralph Fiennes is the main guy, and then you have Nicholas Hoult and you have Anya Taylor-Joy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Anya Taylor-Joy's in this, but who's the other? Yeah.
Yeah, Nicholas Hoult, and you also have a few other heads that you'd know. You have John Leguizamo. Like,
it's a fucking banging cast, isn't it?
It's a great cast, but it's like that's not a guarantee of anything. Now You See Me has an amazing cast as well.
Is this?
Me and Carl actually had a big debate about Now You See Me as well. I didn't know. He uncovered some things, some opinions he has. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Now You See Me? No. But anyway, what are you saying?
I thought you were talking about Don't Look Up.
No, yeah, exact same thing. Yeah, cast doesn't mean a lot.
My question was, is this film about eating the rich? Is that what the menu is? Or is it like...
Yeah, yes and no. Yes and no.
Everyone fucking says that.
Yeah, that's the thing, because it's kind of sold like that. I don't know whether that was like a marketing ploy to be edgy, but it's definitely a theme that you can read into it.
Yeah,
It's not as overt as maybe people were letting on, because I read a lot of the same stuff as well, that it was relating to that kind of direction, that kind of persuasion. Because there's another film as well that came out around the same time, which is very, very similar.
Bones and All, or something like that.
Yeah, there might have been another one as well. Yeah.
There's 2 cannibal films that came out. Is this a cannibal film?
It is indeed.
Yeah. Okay. There was.
Well, actually, no. Wait.
2 or 3. There's definitely 2. There's definitely 2 films that came out the same.
At least 2, yeah.
I think yeah. I think Bones and All, was it? And had Timothée Chalamet in it.
Bones and All.
I think that's what's called.
The vampire one.
Is that a vampire film?
He's a vampire, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it was a different film, but it was very similar anyway. It's something about reading the rich. But yeah, the menu is kind of like that, but then it kind of veers off, and it doesn't. It builds. It has those building blocks there, but then it kind of veers off and goes in a like to say it's more like a formulaic direction. It's more like just kind of expected direction.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it's about this guy, this chef, who is like a, you know, this premium like Michelin star chef, and he's on an island, and all these rich people pay like top bank to get a seat at the table, and he only has like in his restaurant, obviously he has like a restaurant on the island. It's all like bankrolled by some really rich guy, and he's like really like, you know, obviously very he's into the minutiae of like every little part of every different plate that he serves, and it's like they're all themed. It's kind of like it's like an interactive experience. It's one of those things that, like, I don't know, rich people do, where they're kind of paying for the experience rather than like the actual act of like eating itself. You know,
what is that? He's a British chef, and he cooks stuff like he'd make it like a room where you can eat everything in it.
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but that's exactly what I mean.
I had a TV shows. I can't think. Hess? Oh, I can't remember his name. It's a British.
Oh yeah,
dude.
Heston something.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name.
I do know.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah, the bald guy with the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so stuff like that. And Nicholas Hoult is one of the rich people. There's John Leguizamo is one of the rich people. He's like a movie star. And they're all on this island, and they're all like, ooh, it's like it's all like kind of shrouded in mystery.
Heston Blumenthal.
Yeah, Heston Blumenthal, yeah. I don't know anything about it, but
no, neither.
Apparently he's mad pretentious.
Oh yeah, he seems to.
But yeah, it's just kind of like, yeah, they all come to the island. It's kind of mysterious, and they're like, oh, what's next? What's going on? There's like a critic there as well, and she's like, she's really interested in the performance art of it, and he has like these kind of like novelty plates where it's kind of like the first thing he brings out is just it's like the, you know, you get bread at a restaurant.
Yeah.
Sauces. It's like, you will. This is your plate now. This is whatever that's called, whatever plate that is. But there's no bread. It's just a sauce. And everyone's like, oh. It's like, oh, what does that mean? It's like he's like making. He's in the film. He's like making a commentary on the fact that everyone in the room is really rich. Doesn't need bread. You know. And one of the.
Does he give them cake?
Well, yeah. One of the waitresses is like, you shall eat less than you desire, more than you deserve. And it's like, it's kind of a bit, you know, ominous. And then the plates keep coming out, and things start to you know, get more compact, and it gets more sinister. And becomes apparent that when people try to leave, that they basically can't, that they're trapped. They're forced to stay in the restaurant. And people start panicking. A guy's finger gets cut off. And then it also becomes apparent that Anya Taylor-Joy is not kind of one of them. She's not who she should be in that situation. I don't want to really spoil it that much, but like,
I mean, we can drop a spoiler warning and then put a timestamp in if you want, because I'm never gonna watch this film.
Okay. So Anya Taylor-Joy is not rich. She's a sex worker, and she was hired by Nicholas Hoult. Because his girlfriend broke up with him before their booking at the restaurant. But he was informed in advance by Ralph Fiennes about the nature of the whole night. He's the only person who seems to be aware in the restaurant of how things are going to end. But he's also the person who's most kind of possessed by the theatrics. Like all the kind of, this is a callback to this, and like this is like, it's like this is a great performance art. It's like very kind of like what we're doing now, you know.
Yeah. Like
it's
a podcast. Real pretentious.
No, but he's mad into that. But he was informed beforehand by Ralph Fiennes that everyone in the restaurant will die. His girlfriend broke up with him, so he didn't have a date. The restaurant doesn't take singles. No singles policy. It's a bit harsh. Yeah, ouch. So he hired Anya Taylor-Joy to come with him, just so he could get in. And obviously Ralph Fiennes is formerly a working class guy, apparently, who like flipped burgers like in like a McDonald's or whatever for a living, as he's like disgusted by this whole thing. So he's Anya Taylor-Joy is basically the main character that we follow throughout the film, because she's the only sympathetic one, really.
Yeah.
The rest of them, it's all rich people getting tortured and like mutilated. a guy gets like there's a bag over his head, and he's like dropped into a pool slowly and like drowns, and like everyone's forced to watch, all that stuff. But they're all like not nice people generally, even though we don't even really see them being that mean. Like he goes after a critic, a food critic, and she doesn't really do anything. She just she seems like a bitch, but she doesn't really do anything bad.
Yeah.
But he's like proper, like he's like, fucking hate this guy. And you're like, you must have a reason. Like, beyond being like obviously like a mass killer, he's like, you know, fairly, seems like a fairly reasonable person.
Yeah. As reasonable as a serial killer could be.
As reasonable as you can be.
Yeah.
It's not about eating the rich, really. It's about kind of punishing the rich and how they basically, the people who die in the film deserve to die, basically.
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy does not, because she's not part of that scene. She hasn't dipped her, you know, her neckerchief in the, you know, the pool of blood, the blood of the millions, the blood of the third world, all that bollocks. She's just as Ralph Fiennes says, when he invites her basically to come onto our side, basically. And by that he means the kitchen staff.
Yeah.
The service workers. He's like, I can see that you're a service worker. You just vibe it.
Well, you are. Yeah, she provides a service.
Yeah. Whereas everyone else in the room is
just millionaire.
Well, one of them was an actor, so he's kind of a service worker as well. But everyone else in the room is like is the employer, is the person who's like, he just has capital, has a serious amount of money behind them. They don't do any actual work. Even the food critic doesn't really do work, just critiques the work of others. Doesn't provide anything productive to society. So he like offers, he extends an olive branch, and he's like, come on to our side, like you're one of us. And she takes it just to like try to get out of the situation, but it all falls apart, and she gets to his heart by like asking him to like make her a lovely cheeseburger as he would like to, you know, the perfect cheeseburger. And he's like, he literally like starts crying and stuff, and he makes her a cheeseburger, and she's like, can I get that to go? And then she leaves. And then there's like the rest of the film, but it's all basically about torturing rich people. And Anya Taylor-Joy being exempt from all this because she's in terms like in class terms, she's like innocent. Which is where people get the whole eat the rich thing from. Yeah, it's very on the nose, like really on the nose, but like you can't really expect anything more. Like it's not some artsy masterpiece, which I for some reason kind of thought it would have been.
I got the vibe from that as well.
Yeah, it's not some.
I don't know if it's just the poster comes across like that. Yeah,
no, it's really not like. I thought it was an art house film. I think because for ages when I get the bus home, it was always on the poster, and it was always on the front of the Stella, the menu, and then whenever I heard about it was people who were kind of like talking about it in those terms. But it's more of like just a horror film, which dips itself into artsy kind of areas. Yeah, the way it approaches the themes, the fact it has themes really. But it's nothing crazy.
It's nothing like groundbreaking.
Yeah, it's nothing groundbreaking. It's a good film though. But also, the one thing I will say about it suffers from what we talked about earlier with The Predator. It's like oversaturated. I don't know if it's the TV I watched it on, which is a great TV, but it's huge TV.
The flex.
But it's not my TV. But it was like too. You know when The Simpsons where Krusty turns to HD. You just see every wrinkle, every like the spittle in their mouths. It's just like everything seems to be. There's no real. So it doesn't seem to be like a depth of field in the shot. Yeah, it's like everything seems to be in focus. It looks like almost like it just doesn't look right. Maybe I don't know. That was the one thing kind of annoyed me about the film. Other than that, it's a grand film. That's about it.
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, I've heard. I haven't heard like glowing reviews or anything about the film. So
I heard really good reviews, and it's pretty good. So
yeah,
the menu.
It's the menu. I might watch it because now that I know what to expect from it, I might go in and watch it.
Yeah.
Because like I think that was a problem. Was like I've heard like people vaguely describe this as eat the rich, but I've also heard things that like don't align with that, so I don't understand. Yeah, I don't know what expectations to go into the movie with.
Yeah, like that's like the themes are more like it's not with them. It's not saying these things or like sewing them into the story with a message. Yeah, it's just kind of a way for the film to get to where it's going to go. Yeah, where it wants to go. You know? Yeah. So it's nothing. It's no deep, really mad social commentary.
Yeah, because I didn't want
beyond like the most like kind of basic level.
because I'd heard like the basics of like, oh, is it about Eat the Rich? No, not really, and like not hearing anything more about that. I didn't want to go into the film with expectations that the film was not presenting me with. There was more so that people just didn't want to spoil the film. But it's like, fucking tell me what the film's about. I want to know.
Yeah,
Let me set my expectations correctly.
yeah, I thought it would be kind of more spoilery, but the more I talk about it, it doesn't seem like it's almost better if you kind of know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Because it isn't. It's as I said, it's not this mad complex abstract kind of political commentary. It is there definitely, but it's just it's a good horror film. That's about it.
Oh, then. Cool. I'll tell you what else is cool. I watched this little movie.
What?
It's on movie. It's called The Watermelon Woman. I heard this title. I saw this. I think a movie had pumped this up as like the film of the day. I saw Watermelon Woman. I was like, and I clicked onto it. I was like, sounds alright. And then I was flicking through like Letterboxd, and the film came up, and I saw multiple people that I know had given it like 4.5 stars, 5 stars, stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, right. Ignoring the title. I've dismissed it by the title. Shame on me. This film is absolutely fantastic.
Really?
This movie is about... Okay, firstly, historical context to this film, because historically this film is also an important film. This film is the first feature-length film directed by an openly gay black woman. It's from 1996.
Took that long?
Took that long, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like, first like feature-length film in America directed by a openly gay black woman. And this film is about that. This film is about the voices and bodies of the past that Hollywood, the patriarchy, the white nation of America, of everything like that, how we have looked past the bodies and the people and voices that were in films. So the Watermelon Woman within the film is this... See, this film is like vaguely fictional. Parts of it are fiction and parts of it aren't. So I'm not entirely sure if the Watermelon Woman is actually a thing. I didn't look it up afterwards. I think it's a real thing where it was a woman that was... she was this like black woman in like 20s and 30s cinema, maybe 40s as well, and she would always play like the housemaid, the mammy character, kind of like minstrels. Yeah, like... No, not like minstrels, but like she would be the rich white woman would come to her and be like, I need advice, and she'd be like, come here, child, and like, tell her what to do. Like that character. She played that in like loads of films. But in loads of the films she never got credited. She was never in the credits or anything for who she was. Yeah. So the director, who is also the star of the film, Ruth, is that her name? No, Cheryl. Cheryl is her name. Her goal is to be like, who was this woman? I'm gonna make a film about that woman and who this woman was. And it's a romantic comedy as well as being a commentary on that phenomenon, but like that thing that happened in history where you just gloss over, black people and gay people and women and all that type of stuff. How we gloss over all that type of stuff while also being the first film itself to be directed by an openly gay black woman, but it also has loads of like very natural scenes of just like lesbians together. There's a sex scene in the film where I've never seen a sex scene shot like this, where like it really focuses on hands and lips and stuff like that. But like it's like really artistically shot. Like it's not like gazing. You don't feel weird while watching it. But it's also one of the hottest sex scenes I've ever seen. Like, if we're gonna be honest here, I'm gonna be fucking honest. All right. Let's the cat's out the bag here, right?
Let's be honest here.
It's a hot sex scene, but also being like artistically shot and not like
exploitative.
Exploitative. You don't feel weird and uncomfortable with yourself after seeing it. It's a film where like there's bits where people are talking and they like fumble over their lines, but that just adds to it because people. I mean, if you listen to this podcast, you will know people mess up while talking all the time.
It's charming.
It's charm.
Charm.
Yeah. This film, every scene, every shot oozes charm. There's so much personality to this film, like the music, the way it's shot, the editing. There's like really, like there's some parts where like the scene just ends. Like there's a bit where like two characters are having a confrontation about something, and then a third character walks in and she goes, "Hi guys," and the scene just ends, just cuts, and we're on to the next thing. But like there's like strange editing like that. There's like weird transitions, weird fades from one scene to the next, and it just all just adds to this like quirky, charming personality that just like is within the film. And it's also 84 minutes.
Oh, I'm sold.
I always like to tell you, I always love finding these like films that from like they're just like, oh, it's less than 90 minutes.
It's nothing better.
And like,
it's nothing better.
And it's like, but
it's automatically a 3-star film.
Yeah, automatically. Yeah, at least 3.5 stars. But it's just like it's a film that itself is like super charming and super nice and super very funny film, like actually funny as well. There's some like awkward cringe humor in this film before cringe humor was a thing.
I love that.
And then there's just like lines where people just like insult each other in a certain way, and it's like like you actually laugh at the film. And then it itself is also a document or a documentary, I should say, about the watermelon woman and like that thing, and like investigating this person who I really should have looked up afterwards if she was real or not.
I'm sure she was.
I think because it's like there's like maybe it's not, maybe, but regardless whether or not if the woman is real or not, it's still like a documentary about that thing that happened.
Yeah, it's just like it was a common thing. It wasn't just one person.
No, it's just like, okay, so the watermelon woman is just like,
it's just general.
A general thing.
Yeah.
That makes okay.
Yeah, black women are left out of.
Black women, yeah. And in the case of the film, the watermelon woman that she's chasing after is also a lesbian. So it's like added onto that. It's like, and then she talks to people that like completely dismiss that aspect of her life, even though it was like common knowledge and like openly known, and everyone knows it, but the people like ignore it, and like investigating that and like how, you know, people, how society does that type of stuff. Yeah, it's really, really cool. Really, really cool. Written, directed, produced, and starring, you know, this Cheryl. I can't think of her second name.
Dunya. Give me a second.
Yeah, take your time.
Cheryl Dunn. Yeah.
Cheryl Dunya.
I don't know how to.
Yeah, don't know how to pronounce it, but
Dunny.
It's a banger. It's a banger. Very good film.
She's still gone.
It's super lighthearted as well. That's like super lighthearted. I haven't seen a film this lighthearted. I think like this is more lighthearted. This is way more lighthearted than CSL Punk. It's way more lighthearted than that, and it's still like, you know, similar-ish vibes or narration and stuff like that. But it's a documentary. So, you know, yeah, it's good. Very, very good film.
Yeah, she's still making loads of. She makes TV shows. The Umbrella Academy, Why the Last Man.
She did the Umbrella Academy.
Oh, she directed a few episodes.
No way.
Lovecraft Country, Dear White People.
Which episode of Lovecraft Country? Because I was watching that.
Strange Case.
Do you have the number episode?
Season 1. I don't know. I don't have the number. Yeah. Give me a second. Pull that up.
Take a second there, Mark. Pull that up, Mark.
I'll pull that up. It's the 5th one.
Oh, I didn't think I watched that one. I think I watched episode 4. Lovecraft Country was good. It's just like, oh, it's not what I thought it was. It's like an episodic thing, which made me a lot less interested in it. But it's still very good.
Yeah. She doesn't really act though.
No, I don't think she does films either. I think this is her only feature-length film. But it's such a It's a really good film. Really good film.
It's on Mubi, is it?
Yeah, it's on Mubi.
On Mubi now. I wish I had my Mubi prescription.
Yeah,
prescription.
I was watching on a fucking dodgy site, and then it popped up on. I was scrolling through Mubi then while it was on the background. I was like, "Wait, what the fuck?" Oh, I might as well switch to a legal streaming service.
You just like refuse to switch over to
Yeah.
Sprite.
It's like, fuck you, Mubi. Should have made it more obvious.
Plus.
No, but yeah. When we move on,
Let's move on to our recommended film of the week. 2 weeks, or of the episode.
Every episode.
Our recommended film of the episode.
It's the recommended film of the week. We just recommend a film every 2 weeks.
That's it.
But this
we just
week,
have an episode every 2 weeks.
This week, you should watch this film.
This week,
or maybe you shouldn't, depending on whether or not we liked it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a recommendation for like the next.
Yeah.
Should you watch this?
Should you watch this film?
Let us tell you. So the film for this week is The Discreet Charm of the Bourgeoisie, a film by Louis Buñuel from, I believe, 1973 or maybe just 1970.
Yeah, it's 70s anyway.
But yeah, so this is it's actually 1972, and it is a film. Synopsis here: a surreal, virtually plotless series of dreams centered around 6 middle-class people and their consistently interrupted attempts to have a meal together. Which is basically what Owen just said.
A little bit more than middle class, I would say.
Yeah, well, they're the bourgeoisie.
They're pretty fucking minted. They live in they all live in huge gaps.
Yeah, no, they're all minted, but like they're like middle class. It means they don't own anything or something like that. But yes, this is a Louis Buñuel. This is the guy who did Le Chant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thing's called.
the one where he slits your woman's eye open.
Yeah,
and then there's the moon.
Surreal. It's like a Dali film.
Yeah, surrealism, montage, all that jazz.
He didn't direct all that jazz though.
No, that was actually that was Jodorowsky.
Yeah.
But this is honestly, I have to say, I haven't a fucking breeze what was happening in this film.
I'm not gonna lie, Mike. This film did nothing for me. I was hoping that you would. Man,
I'm on a fucking stinker. I'm on a stinker. It's about a 2-month run where I haven't recommended like a stimulating film. Like this is like. I feel like this.
I was mad. I was praying that you would have gotten something out of this film.
I have nothing. I don't have anything. I just like it's surrealism. Like I feel like it's the kind of thing where I should have I feel like I should have watched it like 3 or 4 times. But then I'm also like, that's kind of like defeating the purpose. But it's one of those films where I'm just kind of like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, but everything that is happening, I'm just like, yeah,
because
it's alright.
It's not like Enchanted de Lou, where it's like, crazy kind of. Like,
it's not. I think it was Gaza. Sorry to interrupt, but you said that like this is somewhat similar to Daisies, and watching it was like, I mean, it kind of is because like the whole plot is that these people never eat, but it's also
nothing like Daisies.
Nothing like Daisies because Daisies is so much more surreal than this.
Yeah, exactly. Like last week we had Daisies, surrealism. You think of surrealism, you think of not zany, but like like provocative collisions of imagery, something that kind of like pulls like under the real, something that pulls them like the hood up, and they're like, oh, like it kind of makes you think about how you process the image, process the meaning, stuff like that. This film, I don't think it's like an accident. I think from what I've read, this film is intentionally done the way where it's a surrealist film, which is made not to feel surreal. It's made to feel as smooth and in control as possible.
But like, what aspects of
the fact that it's a nested, it's like Inception, but like.
But that's the thing, is like anything that was surreal that would happen immediately, it would just be like, then the person wakes up and it would zap all the surreality or whatever.
Surreality
of whatever had just happened. Like every time that I was like, oh, okay, right. So now this is starting to get to surreal, and then someone would wake up. I was like, so it's just a dream. Like it's not even like, oh, it's super surreal and crazy things are happening, and like I have to draw meaning from that. The meaning is like there's like fuck all subtext to what's going on.
Oh no, yeah.
Like it's literally like every dream sequence that happens is, here is this person's like anxiety or trauma or whatever laid bare to you. Like there's no reading into this. I felt like no reading into this required whatsoever. And it's like, okay, yeah, so rich people are fucking arseholes and have insecurities. Cool.
Yeah. This is one of those cases where it's kind of like 8.5, where there's like a, this is like, the past 5 minutes have been total blasphemy. This is regarded as one of the greatest films ever made.
I know, man.
This is widely regarded as one of the greatest films ever made.
I think it's hilarious that like the two people I've talked about this film to, Yumi and Robin, all had the exact same opinion. It's like it just didn't do nothing.
I don't.
But everyone around us, it's universally loved.
I don't really understand, but like I've read that it's supposed to be controlled. It's supposed to look kind of clean. It's supposed to be kind of like in disguise nearly. But as you say, like the themes that are there, like the discreet, like it's kind of in the title, like it's like the idea of like a denied desire of like of wishes being kind of undercut. Like the whole film is about the delaying of these 6 people having their dinner. And there's something like, you know,
can never meet up and just have a meal.
Yeah, there's something absurd about that. But like every chapter and every like dream sequence and every kind of like every headspace we get into with each character is like kind of like elaborations on that central kind of idea of desire being postponed, being denied, and like the insatiability of that, and like how that kind of affects how the characters react, how they see themselves, how they see the world and stuff. But like it's like it is surreal, and it's not all just dream sequences. Even at like the ground level reality, like things happen which don't make any sense, and the characters just accept it. But like it's like, for example, in the first scene, I think, one of the wives is just in a nightgown, but she has a coat over, and she's just going to this fancy dinner. And that's one of the things that people point to is like, this is like absurd. It's like, what the, like, you kind of have to like look for it, nearly. It's like,
but even when you just saw it, it was like, like for me,
it's like, whoa,
yeah, that's what I mean. Like when I'm watching surrealism, I want striking images that like do something and that like are provocative. I see a woman just wearing a nightgown. I even said that she's wearing a nightgown that looks like a fucking suit, right?
Yeah.
Like she looks like she's wearing a suit, but like, oh no, it's a nightgown. But it's just like, I don't, and I guess that's the point. Is that like, oh, you're meant to look for the surrealism within the film? Fuck that. I don't want to have to look for, if I have to look for the surrealism, it's not really surrealism, is it? Just weird reality.
Yeah.
That's not true, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, it's not the film that you would expect it to be, but not in like the good kind of way, or at least for me anyway. Like,
no, I agree.
What I'd compare this to negatively would be Weekend by Godard, which I watched nearly like 2 or 3 months ago, which is like which I think you would like. I think it's on Mubi as well. It's actually it's basically about the same thing. It's actually like, the more I think about it, it's like it's basically the same film. But it's about bourgeois people who are like victimized by a terrorist group, like Maoist terrorists.
Oh, I vaguely remember you talking about this.
Yeah, and it's like them going through the countryside. There's like bodies on the, like it's what you imagine. What I imagine this film to be is basically, I imagine it to be Weekend.
Yeah, you imagine they have different films by a different director.
Yeah. I imagine. Well, I liked Weekend. I really liked Weekend, and but like. Yeah, in Weekend there's like this famous scene where they're driving down a road for ages, and there's loads of people, like there's cars like piled up, there's like bodies everywhere, there's just like viscera on the side of the road, and this like bourgeois rich couple are just like yeah, da 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 da. It's like, it's not like, you know, oh, it's so deep, man. But it's surreal.
Yeah,
it's surreal. It's like you're not like reading into it. Like the message is there. You don't have to like. There's no crazy analysis. It's just like it's saying. What needs to be said. That's the point of the film, and then like it's more complex, it's more engaging.
Yeah.
Like the whole as a complete text. And there's like loads of great dialogue, and like really colorful, and it's surreal in the sense that, like, things happen which just do not make sense, but make you think about, you know, juxtapose images which make you kind of think about, you know, what those juxtapositions mean and how it relates to the real world and stuff like that. This film is the same idea, but formally the reverse. It's all those ideas, but the film is pretty much played straight in the sense of, like, film grammar and, like, editing and stuff. You know?
Yeah, that's.
But
there's part of it that I like. Like, some of that I really like. Like, I like the bit where they go to the general's house, or the lieutenant's gaffer, colonel, whatever fucking position power is, and they're walking around, and you as the audience are like, they're clearly on like a stage or something like that, but the characters don't react to that. But, like, you as the audience, like, they're clearly on stage. So at that point, it's like, cool, right? We're getting into the third. It was literally an hour into the film. It's like, okay, right, we're getting into the third act. Things are going to get weird. And then it's revealed, no, they are on a stage, and it's actually the inner anxieties of one of the characters who's terrified of, like, being publicly shamed and outed, and then he wakes up. And then it's revealed that when he wakes up, then it's within another character's dream. I was like, okay, cool. That's just Inception. But anyway.
Inception did it first.
I've seen this. Yeah, Inception did it first. But, like, that, it's just like, I feel like there's a way, or maybe it's just for me, it just none of it did anything for me.
No, I know what you mean. I really
like,
know what you mean.
I watched it, and every scene happened, I was like, yeah, that was grand. Yeah, that was grand. It's a well shot film, very well acted, nice sets, nice colors, beautifully shot. Oh, look, the priest is after killing someone. That's interesting. It's a dream. Isn't that interesting? Again. Like, just none of it hit at all.
Honestly, Weekend is a much better film than this.
Should have recommended Weekend.
I already did Weekend. Weekend, honestly, you should watch Weekend.
Oh, no, I will.
Really good movie. And way more our vibe in terms of, like, what I was trying to go with.
I think I want something. No, because I even like films that are, like, I was thinking, but I want something more visceral and more engaging. But, like, even at that, like, no, not even. I just think maybe the themes are just boring.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is, that the themes are just fucking nothing.
They don't really. It's like it's nothing groundbreaking, you know.
I was expecting, like, an insight from this film to put out a thought, like, engage me in a way that was like, oh, yeah, I've never thought about that before. But that didn't happen in the slightest.
Or like a striking image.
Yeah, I can't
think of any.
I can't think of any imagery from this film.
It's like, if you think, like, modern surrealists, David Lynch go to, like, have a lot of
Jesus, yeah,
loads of, like, striking imagery. Like, that's his thing. That's kind of the thing behind surrealism. And then even, like, Buñuel, obviously, like, the eye shit, you know, and Salvador Dali and all that stuff. But this film, it plays it really, really straight. I think that's the idea. But it's just kind of counterintuitive. Maybe we haven't prestige in surrealism enough to understand that it actually loops back in on itself.
Yeah,
and the real is actually the surreal, and everything we see is actually plain truth.
Imagine if that's what it was. Is like, it's actually just a bog standard film.
Yeah,
surrealist though.
It's surrealist if you think about it.
If you think about it, it's actually all surreal.
Yeah. But yeah, another dud for me. My apologies.
Like a Ken Loach film is like, it's all surreal.
Surreal. Ken Loach. Kitchen sink realism. Yeah. Surreal.
It's actually surreal if you think about it.
It's surreal how real it is.
Yeah.
It's so real. It's surreal. Yeah.
Don't worry, Mark. I've a film.
You got a banger.
I got a film
cooking in the oven.
Queued up now. That it won't be a dud because I think we will react to it.
Okay, let's do it.
My pick for episode 113 will be the 2006 2008? 2000s sequel to The Wicker Man. The Wicker Tree.
I like this. I like the idea.
That's it. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah.
Right? It's directed by the same guy that directed The Wicker Man.
Is it?
Yep.
Robin Hardy.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's directed by him. It's a reimagining and sequel of The Wicker Man. This is not the Nick Cage remake. Need to make this clear. It's not the same film. This is a different film, but it's also from the 2000s. It's got a 1.7 on Letterboxd. Universally hated.
Oh God.
And I need to know.
Even if we hate it, there'll be a lot to talk about.
Because we can talk about The Wicker Man again.
Yeah, we can talk about how bad it is, why it's bad, and like why The Wicker Man was good, and that. Yeah, you know.
Because this guy has directed 3 films on Letterboxd. The Wicker Man, some murder mystery thing from like a couple years after The Wicker Man, and then did nothing until the 2000s where he directed this.
Yeah, I remember reading about it. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I think because
I've read about it as well.
I'd read about it, but that is a good show. Provocative, a conversation piece.
I had 2 films in mind.
Okay.
And knowing that you didn't like the Bourgeoisie, I was like, I'll give him something that you really won't like.
Very good.
I'll get some passion in him.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This will ignite my passions.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a feeling I'll be bizarrely sympathetic to this film.
I mean, I don't know what the film is. Like, I
don't know anything about it.
I have not seen a screenshot from this film. I've only seen the poster. It's a very confusing poster. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I just feel I get the vibe I'm going to be sympathetic to it. I'm going to defend it. I'm going to be an apologist.
Oh, I would
I get
love
that vibe.
if you do.
I get that vibe. So I'm gonna start writing some notes, writing a speech.
Here we go.
You know, manifesto.
The next episode will be more scripted than usual because we script our podcasts.
We script every single it's the stutters.
Every fifth stutter is written like that one there.
Yeah, the flourishes. Because the editing process is so thorough that we edit out any stutter that isn't part of the script is edited out.
Yeah. Jesus.
Oh my.
Well, we leave out there.
Let's do it.
All right. Next week, 2 weeks time, we're talking about The Wicker Tree, 2006. When did that fucking film come out? I don't know. directed by whatever your man's name is.
Directed by your man.
Yeah, whoever your man is.
Robin Hardy.
We'll talk to you then.
Bye.
Bye.